Well, you can put them in the basement, or I don't know, put them up on the second floors. Nice office space up there. But by the way, not only pounded Jay Powell, he supported Jeanine Pirro's lawsuits. Anyway, we'll talk about hashtag free Kevin Warsh with E.J. Antoni, Heritage Foundation chief economist, Michael Faulkner, former deputy Treasury secretary, and Steve Hilton, California gubernatorial candidate, who has the lead. My buddy Steve Hilton. We're going to get to him in 1 second, Steve, about the goings-on out there. Faulkner, I don't know what you make of what the president said today. Hashtag free Kevin Warsh. Now we got to find him a building and an office, but most importantly, he's got to get confirmed. And if Jeanine Pirro continues with the Justice Department investigation, it's going to be a bottleneck. And Michael, I don't know. It sounds like a bottleneck.
It is absolutely a bottleneck. What we need to do is recognize that despite whatever corruption or malfeasance may be taking place with this building, it is much more important for the American people that we get Jerome Powell out of the Fed chairmanship and we get Kevin Warsh in there. And so I would have hoped that the president would have pulled back. Yes, compliment Jeanine Pirro for what she's doing. Yes, complain about what this rogue federal judge has done. But let's use the off-ramp, let's take the exit, and let's instead move on to have Kevin Warsh's confirmation hearing go on and get him over at the Fed, not the basement of the ballroom.
Well, just I would tend to agree with you. You know, both of us are supporters of President Trump. But on this one, I would like to see Kevin Warsh as soon as possible. Let me go to my pal, Steve Hilton. Big story in the Wall Street Journal today. Got my attention, and of course, I thought of you because you are leading in the polls in the gubernatorial contest in California, which is quite remarkable, especially for someone with a British accent. However, the threatened wealth tax is now under pressure. Lots of businessmen, let's see, who's leading this charge? Lots of businessmen. Sergey Brin may be leading the charge. $80 million raised. Sergey put in $45 million. So can it be stopped? Can the California wealth tax be stopped all of a sudden?
Yeah, I mean, it has to be stopped, Larry. And by the way, I do seem to recall that the last Republican governor of the great state of California had a foreign accent. So maybe that's an omen that things will work out well this year. Arnold Schwarzenegger, of course. So look, this billionaire's tax, there you go. This billionaire's tax is already a disaster in California because you've had so many wealthy people, entrepreneurs, wealth creators leave the state, taking, on one estimate, $2 trillion of wealth out already. In other words, the plan for this billionaire's tax was to raise revenue, which is total BS anyway, because we don't need more revenue, we need less spending so we can cut taxes. But even on its own terms, they've already lost revenue with the tax payments that have gone out. It's got to be stopped. And you've now got the business community in California, for the first time in many, many years, really engaged in politics and turned on to this election. Sergey Brin is supporting my campaign as well as fighting the billionaire's tax. There's unions who are pushing this, haven't yet got the signatures to get it on the ballot. I expect they will. We just saw from James O'Keefe the way they get signatures for these ballot initiatives. They literally go around paying homeless people to do it. So I expect they'll get the signatures. But I think we've got a big fight on, and I think we can win it because it's so obviously disastrous for our state.
All right, hang on 1 second. Just stay where you are. E.J. Antoni, you know a thing or two about wealth taxes. How good are they? Do they raise money? Steve Hilton says they actually lose revenues. We got the same problem in New York. We got it in New Jersey. We got it in the state of Washington now. This is the Democrats' new dream. Tax successful earners, really, is the way I put it. What do you make of it, E.J.?
Well, that's right, Larry. We're going to tax an asset. And basically that asset was bought with money. It was taxed. The asset was taxed at the time of sale. The money itself was taxed when you earned it. How many times do you want to tax the same dollar? But one of the things that's really terrible with these wealth taxes is everything is worth what its purchaser will pay for it. So you don't know what something is worth for sure until it's the time of sale. So these are taxing unrealized gains. And the consequence of that is you never actually get an accurate picture share of the wealth and how much the person should actually owe. Look, there's never been a case, Larry, where any of these things were tried and worked successfully.
Never worked. You know, here in New York, Governor Hochul, last year she said to all the people moving to Florida, because they're overtaxed and regulated, go ahead, go to hell, move to Florida. Now she's going down to Palm Beach and pleading with them to come back. But she won't cut taxes. She won't go and cut taxes, okay? Which is what Steve Hilton is recommending. I think we'll learn more about this. Stay where you are, everybody. We're coming right back. E.J. Antoni, Mike Falkender, Steve Hilton. Stick with us. We're coming back. I'm Kudlow.